Namaste. Welcome to my video presentation on probability. Probability theory is mathematically rigorous framework for studying random events. It is concerned with measuring and expressing how the events under study are likely to occur or how uncertain are our calculated predictions about them. Complete understanding of this subject will involve study of calculus, measure theory and some deep set theoretic concepts. But in many common applications related to data science or machine learning, one can use the results of probability theory without any mistakes if few basic conventions are understood. In this presentation, I will introduce some of the basic equations in probability and how we can manipulate them. Equations involving probability theory are sometimes confusing because there are additional conventions which we do not encounter in basic algebra learned in high school. A good portion of this formulae can be understood using analogy to a table in which numbers are arranged in rows and columns. Hence, most of the time I will use tabular analogy. I will switch to set theoretic concepts only when this analogy is not sufficient. Therefore, from a strict mathematical point of view, this description is incomplete. Interested readers can refer to the materials suggested in the description section of this video to get more insights. So let's start. Consider the logs of an employee arriving to office. This is a day-to-day logs. This table might have been recorded over a period of few years. First three columns indicate three variables named A, B and C. The variable in third column C tells whether the employee arrived to office late or not. Means if it's false, it means that employee did not arrive late or employee arrived on time. If it's true, that means employee arrived late. The other two columns A and B provide some context, perhaps some reasons for arriving late. First column A says whether or not the employee left office late the previous day. Second column B indicates the traffic condition. So if it can be low, medium or high. The last column count shows the frequency of such events. So let's look at row number 1. In this row, A is false, which means that employee did not leave late yesterday or left the office on time previous day. B indicates that traffic was low. C is false, means employee arrived on time. Finally, the count indicates that such an event occurred 32 times out of the total number of recorded events so far. So when the employee left on time previous day and traffic was low on that day, he or she arrived to office on time 32 times. Similarly, rest of the rows provide counts for different values of variables A, B and C. The last row sums up all the recorded instances, which is 545. So this table is based on employee check-in and check-out logs of 545 days. It jointly expresses the frequency at which these three variables take certain values. These three variables may have some correlations, at least for some of the employees, and may be useful for decision making. So example, the company might be providing transport facility and might want to know how to schedule it. For those who leave office late, they may have to arrange additional vehicles. Or the people managing cafeteria would like to know how much food need to be prepared for each time of the day. Or the manager of the employee wants to know what are the factors that are affecting the punctuality in the office. So these numbers are valuable, but instead of actual numbers, it would be better if we know the rate at which these events happen. We would like to know, out of these 545 observations, what is the portion of the cases corresponding to each row numbered from 1 to 12. That will give a better idea about the likelihood of each event occurring on a particular day. So we have to normalize these count values. If we divide the count in each row by total count, that is 545 here, we get this value indicated in the last column. We can consider it as chance of occurrence of each event indicated by the row. This value is considered as probability of that event. In short, probability assigns a value to a set of possible outcomes. Here we have 12 outcomes. For each outcome, it assigns a value which is between 0 and 1. The sum of all the probability values is 1. Since the probability in this case is a joint joint values of multiple variables, that are A, B and C, this table or this probability distribution can be called as joint probability distribution. So to summarize, columns represent joint variables. Each row maps a particular configuration of variables to a probability value. Probability values must be greater or equal to 0, and when we add them up, we should obtain value 1.